All right, so tonight's programming, we have the 5th annual SoapBox Idol and a new feature called the Porcademy Awards, recognizing our super activists in the New Hampshire libertarian community. Without further ado, please welcome Bob Murphy.
All right, let's give a hand for Mike Vine. He and Vanessa have been organizing this thing. All right. Okay, you guys having a good time at Porcfest? Yeah! All right. How many of you are in here just to see Gary Johnson just now? All right. It was good he was here because it shows there's not like a litmus test to get here. We have a diversity of opinion. For example, I think free heroin would be a crazy policy. The price of heroin should be set by supply and demand, right? Yeah. Channel the heroin to people that want it the most. That's what I say. Okay, I know a lot of you are probably getting sick of seeing me here. I just want to explain what happened. I'm actually the understudy of Stefan Molyneux. All right, so that's why I've been getting here. So, you know, he gets cancer, bad for him, but good for my career, right? So. Okay, so you guys can walk around with semi-automatic weapons. I can't make a cancer joke. That's what you're telling me? All right. Okay, what are we doing? This is SoapBox Idol. That's what we're starting out with here. So the play on words there, or the idea is it's like American Idol, except they're going to get up on their soapbox and rant. In all seriousness, if you have children that you brought to Porcfest and they're in here, just so you know, if this were the Academy Awards, we'd be going to commercial very frequently. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be, there might be some vulgarity. We can't control what the people say, just so you know. I'm not trying to tell you how to be a parent. That's John Bush's job. All I'm doing... There's no official roast this year, so I got to do something. All right. But seriously, so this may get, people get passionate about liberty. Okay, let's see. Just in case you're new and you don't know what the rules, and the contestants also make sure they know how this works. I'm not a judge, I'm just running the thing. These are the 3 judges, the distinguished judges. So each contestant's gonna come up. You have a recommended 3-minute time limit, but it's not a hard and fast rule. Okay, so if you're just crushing it, and we'll let you go over, but it's recommended that you shoot for 3 minutes. It's kind of like the admission to Buzz's party, right? You didn't have to put in money. It was recommended that you did, and like 3 of you contributed, right? So it's kind of like that. All right, so the first, they're gonna, when someone gets up and gives their performance, then the judges are gonna go and give them feedback, and then they're gonna each give them up to 5 points, right? So the most you could get is 15. We've got an official scorekeeper, but it is Porcfest, so feel free to keep score yourself. It'll be kind of like Bitcoin, and if you want to challenge the computations later, we can do that. All right, so without further ado then, is there anything else I need to mention in terms of official? Okay, without further ado then, we'll bring up the first person is Jody Underwood. Let's give a hand for Jody.
Usually they put the person up first that they know isn't going to win, but I'm going to ask them to think about most improved. All right, so some of you might remember that the first rant I ever did was a few years ago at Liberty Forum, and it was about the awkward guys in the Liberty movement. We were in the hotel in Liberty Forum. All the guys, at that time, yeah. I mean, they were all guys, right? So we're walking down the hall, and yet, these guys, they just had no sense of space. I was tripping over them all over the place. And basically, I advised them to all dance, and I have to say, they've gotten better. And I'm not tripping over the guys anymore. And there was a dance thing, a swing dance thing, and the room was full, so I think people took my advice, because that's what I told them to do. You learn about your space and so on. All right, but so the problem has expanded, though. This awkwardness, the women have it now, too. I hate to say it. All right. So I've been going to Liberty events for a long time. I go to parties. I live in New Hampshire. I see people all the time, again and again. And you know what? Sometimes I don't remember people's names. Sometimes I don't remember their faces. And sometimes I don't remember either, right? And as you get older, I hate to tell you all, that just is gonna happen. So what happens? All right, so I'm standing in a group of people, and I'm kind of friendly, and I like to be friendly, and there's somebody there with an unfamiliar face, so I'm like, hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Jody. And they're like, oh no, we've met. It's like, I just told you I didn't remember you. Are you kidding me? So, you know, right? You've seen this, you've done this. And they don't even give you any more context. So it's like, right, thank you, just made me feel really stupid. So then the other thing is, right, so people will be walking by, hey Jody, how you doing? I'm like, hey, I have no idea who you are. But the better one is, they come up to me, hi Jody, how are you? And when you get something like that, you feel like, I'm supposed to know this person. And it's like, I have no idea who this person is. Oh no, this happened to me once. They said, oh, you know what, we haven't actually met. Thank you. Okay, I saw you give a talk or something once, or rant maybe even, right? And you were great, thank you very much. But how about you just come up and introduce yourself to me, okay? Like, it just made me feel really bad. I mean, this is about etiquette, right? Make people feel comfortable. And I was on an etiquette panel this morning, and this is the kind of thing, thank you. This is the kind of thing we're talking about, is making people feel comfortable. That's what I mean by etiquette anyway. So what happens? So one thing that would really help me would be like a memory device, like, oh, I don't know, a badge at Porcfest with your name. Hello, Porcfest. Right? All right. Okay, that would be number one. And yeah, I know, I just volunteered to do it for next year, and that's cool. All right. So NSA is doing some really good research, right? Facial recognition, network analysis, the Kevin Baconization of the world, right? So I want to have this app. I'll buy it. This is an entrepreneurial possibility, right? Create this app. I'm buying it. Okay, I'm in that circle. There's somebody I don't know. Okay, that was Carla. I met her 3 years ago at that party. It's great. Now, hey, Carla, what's up? Right? I want that app. But until that happens, you wave at me and you say, hi, Jody, how are you doing? I'm going to call everybody Bob. Hey, Bob, what's up? Fuck you.
Let's give a hand for Jody. So, just a quick point of clarification. When you guys all come up and say, hey, Bob, do you know that's really my name? Okay.
I think our microphones just made love, sweet love. Jody, it's always great to see you up here. That was a little long, but I agree, most improved. So I say kudos, it's not easy to get up here and to speak your heart. We started doing auditions because people would get so riled up while they were here that they wanted to come up. We used to have 22, 23, 25 people. We're gonna have less than 10. We're gonna try and keep this on schedule. Just doing some more of the homework here. I also would like a round of applause for myself because I can still talk. And you're all gonna regret that. But good job.
What score?
Oh, okay, I'm gonna give you a 3.
No, you don't get to respond. But we love you anyway. I'm gonna give you a 3, and I'll tell you, you had me at hello. Maybe we should wear name badges, or not be so riled up if you don't remember their name, or just give them a big wet kiss or a hug. I like hugging everybody. So this is 3. Thank you. But I'm really glad you came up.
Check. 1, 2, 3. So far there's 2 3s, 3 and 3, double 3s, 3-6 Mafia. So about parenting, no. I like the content, the overall story, I agree. And I agree that there's a lot of people that are more prominent in the liberty movement, videos, radio shows, documentaries, and they assume everyone knows their name. especially when you come into contact with them, everybody should have a nice, friendly handshake introduction, and we should overcome the awkwardness that is present whenever you're like, I'm sorry, but I don't know your name. I think if we can all commit to it together, maybe it won't be as awkward because we're all doing it, right? So, because I appreciate the content and because I appreciate you, I'm gonna give you a 3.75. Can we do that?
No, I'm doing the math, and there are no fractions.
Should we round up or round down? We'll give her a 4.
Let's give another hand for Jody. Okay, our next contestant is Lauren Beth Faulkner. Let's give a hand for Lauren.
Okay. Well, so I'm gay, in case you all didn't already know this by now. And I am like a unicorn pretty much everywhere. When it comes to the liberal gays that I hang out with, I don't want gay marriage or anything that has to do with the state being involved in my life. And they think I'm a freak because of it. And because I'm here and I'm a woman, first off, and then gay, second off, there's about 5 of us, then I'm a unicorn here too. So my whole message here was that I think everyone, not just gay people, should not get married by the state. Don't participate in it. The state should not have the right to sanction, fee, certify your marriage or your relationship, your love, what you do with your life, what children you choose to raise, and how you choose to do it, and who you choose to do it with, whether it's a boy and a boy and a girl and a girl and a boy and a boy and a boy and a girl and his boyfriend and a boy and his 5 wives. It shouldn't really matter. Something as simple and nice as that should not have to be something that the state should sanction. By the power vested in me by the state of... It shouldn't be that. It should be by the power vested in me by myself. I declare this love worthy of a relationship. As individuals, we need to take control of our own relationships and not beg the state to please, please, please let me get married.
Let's give a hand for Lauren Beth Faulkner. I'm going to work that into my act in the future to have women in the front just come up and kiss me as I'm speaking. I like that.
All right, check. Can you hear me? Is that coming through? All right.
That was great. Good rant. I appreciate it, especially because Kat and I are going to be getting married likely on November 11th. Remember last year I proposed to her during SoapBox Idol? Let me hear you guess if we're going to get a marriage license. Hell no, we're not getting a stinking marriage license. So I appreciate the message. One of the reasons why I think Jody's score could have been a little more improved, I think it could have had more passion. I think this could have had a little more passion. Not that there's not passion there for the love, but I want to see some people just get downright into it. I could have used a little more passion. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4. There were standing ovations in the audience too. That's why I'm bumping it up to a 4.
5. I was like, John, I got passion, you got passion, but I saw passion. I got some girl on girl action. How do you not get 5?
I think you did a great job. It's obviously a topic we're all passionate about. I think everyone in this room understands we don't need the state in order to love each other or have them sanction our relationships. And I am going to give you a 4.
Okay, let's give another hand for Lauren Beth Faulkner. So I've been asked to inform you if you could hold your applause in between the judges' comments. That's...
was told I was on a tight schedule, but if you guys are willing to, start everything else late, that's fine.
Okay.
Off with her head!
No rules at Porcfest. All right, our next contestant is Antonio Bueller. Look him on up.
My name's Antonio Bueller. I hail from Austin, Texas. This is my first Porcfest. The last 2 years I made excuses for personal reasons. I'll never make an excuse again. This place is awesome. Great event. I've been involved in activism for about 3 or 4 years. When I got on board, I was all about the Ron Paul revolution and all that stuff. And then throughout the process, I realized that libertarians that support politicians are statists. Now, but that's cool. I don't mind that. What I really don't like are libertarians who defend statist-ass shit. Like cops. Cops are the most offensive, aggressive, oppressive, tyrannical institution in our lives today. It's not the federal government. It's not the federal government. It's right here in your own local communities with thugs with badges and guns. Let me tell you a little bit about my story. I was driving home as a designated driver on New Year's Eve in 2012. I saw 2 cops assaulting a woman. I tried to take pictures. I tried to call them out. They attacked me, charged me with a felony, and the only reason I'm not in jail right now is because some stud across the street pulled out a camera and video recorded those fucking pigs attacking me. Now, a lot of libertarians don't like it when I call these cops pigs or cowards or criminals, but that's what they are. Heroes put their life before the life and liberty of other people. Cops will kill you, they'll kill your dog, they'll kill your daughter, your son, your wife, your mother, your father, just to save their ass. Cops are cowards. If you don't agree with me, you can prove me wrong. Show me one cop who saw a fellow cop in his department committing a felony violent act against an innocent person who then turned around and arrested or killed that cop. You won't find a single example. Cops are cowards. Cops are cowards. Down in Austin, Texas, Patrick Aborski's the pig who assaulted me. He was backed up by the Policemen's Association. People said that he put his life on the line every single day to feed his family and protect the public. That pig was named the Hero Cop of the Year by Austin, Texas last year. The pigs don't give a shit about any of us. If you want to oppose tyranny, if you want to support liberty, you as libertarians and anarchists need to stop defending the fucking coward cops who run around bullying people, killing your pets, and throwing innocent, harmless people in jail for no good reason at all. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for Antonio Bueller. I had some jokes I'd worked up, but I'm kind of afraid of him, so I'm just going to let the judges take over. Can we bring Topher Field up to get ready to come up and let them go?
He's back. Hi. So for those of you who didn't catch his name, and especially for the Fed in the audience out there, according to the wish tree at their site, this is Anthony Wheeler. That was great. You totally brought it. He was holding back when we were doing the auditions, and I was a little nervous because I was like, I've seen you talk before, but you weren't bringing it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance, and you certainly had something to say. I am going to give you a... Wait, I have to raise money, guys. So I'm going to go with a 4.
You know, all of these
She made it a 5, the scorekeeper. Make sure you got that.
I can't lie.
it was a 50, not 100 he was waving. You sure? No. I'm really glad, you know, the people are coming up, bringing the passion, and that's what I'm looking for, and having something to say. So, you know, but we have a lot of people to come yet. Are they really good? Are they better? Well, they're going to have to be, because I give you a 5.
All right, Anthony Bueller. Anthony Bueller, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's Bueller. It's Antonio Bueller. My bad. He hates it when I do that. So I told Antonio, because Antonio's one of my best friends. I haven't known him for that long, but I freaking love the guy. He helps out my family a whole lot, and he's a great person. But I told him, look, Antonio, just because you're one of my best friends doesn't mean I'm going to give you a 5 off the bat. You're going to have to bring it, because his audition was kind of weak. I got to say, I was giving him some advice. I said, bring the passion. There's a YouTube video that he's got where he gets pulled over in his cruiser. He drives a police-style cruiser, and he follows cops around. He records it. It's like it's freaking cops, reverse cops, right? He got pulled over. They pulled him out of the car, and he cussed these cops out so bad. I don't know if anybody's seen that video. So I said, Bueller, you need to bring the rage like that. Channel it against Patrick Oborski. He said, I don't know. I don't know if I want people to think I'm crazy. I said, Bueller, you did that same thing to a police officer. They already think you're crazy. The passion was there. The fans loved it so much that Carla changed her score. I'm not a big fan of democracy, but I'm going to be paying attention to the audience and how they react. So I got to give them a 5.
Another hand for Antonio Bueller. Oh, go ahead.
I should explain that if we do have a tie, which I suspect is going to happen, if we get as excited as we just did, 5-5-5, we'll bring up everyone who's in a tie, and we'll let you decide who wins.
Okay, let's give a hand for our next contestant, Topher Field.
G'day. You might be able to guess where I'm from. I love America. I'm from Australia, and I will always call myself an Australian, but I've got a massive soft spot for this country that you call home. There's one gripe I have for you, though. One thing's really got to change if I'm gonna, you know, really start to love you guys, and that's the coffee over here. Seriously, people, what is with the coffee? I went to a cafe at LAX. I needed a coffee. I'd been on a plane for 16 hours, and I said, do you make coffee? She said, sure. I said, great. Can I have a double-strength cafe latte? And she looked at me weird. And she said, we don't make that kind of coffee. I said, what kind of coffee do you make? She said, coffee. I said, well, I guess I'll have a coffee then. And the trouble is, if I can steal a quote from The Princess Bride, that word, I do not think it means what you think it means. Now, I don't bring that up just to be funny. I bring that up because that's a serious problem we have today. That is not the only word that America has forgotten the meaning of. I'd like to bring up another one. The land of the what? When I arrived in this country, before I got on the plane, I had to stand in a machine in a surrender position at threat of having my testicles handled so I could step on the plane just to walk into the land of the free. I don't think we understand what that word means anymore. I think we've kind of forgotten a few things. Words matter. Because if we are going to communicate and if we are going to convince, we have to do it with words. Violence is not the answer. We need words, and we need words to be effective. For words to be effective, we need people to understand what they mean. Our task more than anything right now is to take what has happened with the NSA, with the IRA, with all of the abuses and overreaches that we've seen from governments around the world, and help the ignorant and those who have still somehow managed to stay asleep up until now to understand what freedom really means. If we can do that, we will not have to convince them that it's good. If we can just get them to understand what it is, then the battle will be won. I know that sometimes you guys probably feel like you're alone. I know that sometimes you guys probably feel like it's an uphill battle. I want to tell you, I had to fly literally halfway around the only known habitable planet in the universe to come and be here. If you guys give up, my cause back home is lost as well. I need you guys to burn that fire, to keep that passion, to keep on pushing. I know some of you have been doing it for far longer than me. I'm an activist back home. But no matter how you feel things are going, we have to keep going. Because if this country does not rediscover its status as the land of the free, then we're all in trouble. We've got work to do, and that's my message for you from the other side of the planet, from activists all over the world, from like-minded people who do not have the opportunity to come together for a week with people like you, amazing people like you. Please keep going. Don't stop.
Let's give a hand for Topher Field. Okay. He can run against Gary Johnson. Can we have Dean Harris come up to your on deck?
Well, the audience loved that one. Give it up one more time if you loved it.
Yeah.
I appreciate how you started with the coffee story and kind of worked that in. That was nice. Like a nice little artsy way to approach it. Very nice. Really, very well done. I appreciate that you flew around the country to come here too. That's exciting. You also took a big picture look at things. I agree. I think it's crunch time. I started my activist career as a conspiracy theorist, and those in power, the manipulators, they have a lot of technology and a lot of power. We may not get another chance. I'm not ready to go to Chile and bail out with Jeff Berwick or head out to another country. Thinking about coming and spend some more time here in New Hampshire.
Yeah!
But I think it's crunch time. It's do or die. And what better place to demonstrate that freedom really works than here? So I appreciate that sentiment. I don't think it's my country, though. I'm not a big nation-state guy. I'd rather exist as individuals, families, and communities. I could have used a little more passion. That's my main thing I'm going to be judging on is the passion. I'm going to give it a 4. Solid 4. Strong 4.
Strong 4. Now, I'll tell you why. The only thing that keeps it off is that you went through the scanning machine was one.
You always, when the question is,
And
fondle
no,
my
I don't have
balls,
to.
the answer is always.
How many of you do not go through the scanning machine?
Yeah, you know what? Because that is civil disobedience, and you said the word. The word was they make you stand in a surrender position. And I
Carla?
won't do it.
Hey, I think it's Ernie's turn.
I was riffing.
The only other thing that just one thing I wanted to agree with John is when you talk about you guys or your country or land of the free, it's always kind of in reference to a collective, and we don't think that way. You know, it's like we're just us.
Us in New Hampshire. I'm going to give you a strong 4 as well because I can learn from my judges. And, well, obviously, you know, you hit some notes for me. I like coffee. I don't like the TSA. I liked what you had to say. I think it was awesome that you didn't take your pants off because sometimes when I haven't seen the auditions, that's what happens. So, so thank you for coming so far to find the community that will bring this concept to the world.
Okay, another hand for Topher Field from around the world. Our next contestant is Dean Harris. Give it up for Dean.
Good. Is it on? Good. Good evening. I just wanted to say I had a great fucking day today. I drove Michael fucking Bolden, back to Boston, and I had a 3-hour great fucking powwow with him, so that was really cool. I'm gonna talk about what we all have back home, non-libertarian friends. You guys don't have non-libertarian friends? Okay, so I'm always trying to convince my friends of the free market that we don't need the state and fuck the state. And I know we all are trying to do that, but we're all fucking beating our heads against a brick wall and it never seems to work, does it? Last week I had a friend of mine tell me, Dean, it doesn't matter how much logic you use, I'm just not gonna believe you because I don't want to. I've been beating my head against a brick wall with this girl for years. Nothing's. This young lady, I don't know what the fuck you want me to call her. Anyway, but let me tell you, she wasn't getting the message, but there was a quiet young man in the corner hearing everything I ever said to her named Benny Lava. Benny Lava, a few weeks before Porcfest, said to me, hey, Dean, when are you going to Porcfest? Maybe I'll come along. I said, all right. I'd never tried to convince Benny Lava to become a libertarian because I didn't think he'd give a shit. Honestly, Benny Lava came. I still didn't think when he was coming to Porcfest that I was going to convert him. I thought he was just going to come out and check out the cool shit like the sex dome up on the hill. I hear a lot of people at Porcfest trying to decide what the quote of the week will be. On Monday or Tuesday, I think the quote of the week was, hey, Dean, I know our socialist friend wouldn't like Porcfest because she would just miss the government too much. And I have to say, he said, that I can kind of understand. It's quite a culture shock. Sometimes at Porcfest, I feel like I miss my government a little. Less than a day and a half later, we're walking to the pavilion. He said, Dean, I just want to let you know, I'm really glad I came here. I love this place. I'm sold. So I was never even trying to reach this guy, but he was hearing the message. He brought his curiosity. We're going to go back home. I have a new ally, and we're going to bring all our friends back next year.
Let's give a hand for Dean Harris. It's actually a coincidence. I'm bringing all my friends next year, both of them.
I bring all my friends to Porcfest every year. Thank you for coming. Dean. You're in the running for second most improved, I think. Hey, someone's got to be Simon Cowell, right? And it's me. I think the message is strong. I think obviously we all are trying to build community, so that's great. I'm going to give you a 3.
I'm going to give you a 3, but it's only because you could have tightened it up a little bit and made it better and so on, but it was a great message. I'm really glad to hear it, and good luck.
I just want to mention real quick, if you want to buy a fluoride water filter, plastic right here, they're selling there in the back along with the raffle tickets. Don't forget, the proceeds will go to get fluoride filters for families. I had to do a quick plug. Come on, it's for a good cause. All right, there was medium passion there, I think. It wasn't extreme passion. I think the best part about it was the fact that you converted someone. It sounds like they're going to come check out Free State Project.
Could we give it up for Benny Lava for having the curiosity to ask me to come here? Stand up.
Yeah!
I appreciate the story. It's what everyone should do. Bring your friends to Porcfest. You'll convert them pretty easily to join and sign up, which I think people are signing up. You can sign up right here if you want to do the pledge. I'll give it 3.4, round it down to a 3 as well.
Who here is a first-timer? That is amazing, because did you guys see at the group photo how many first-timers we had? Who here is a first-timer, put your hands back up, who hasn't signed yet? All right, there's a little nest there, and you guys should come talk to me afterwards, because it's just a number, right? We want you to pledge. We want you to come because we're building a community. But you can pledge and then help us trigger the move so that we can build the beacon of liberty for the rest of the world to emulate.
Okay, let's give another hand for Dean Harris there. Everyone gets 2 rounds of applause. Okay, right now we're gonna take a very short break, so don't leave. But if you gotta smoke something or go to the bathroom, whatever, we're gonna take a very short break, and then we're gonna come right back for the Porcademy Awards and the rest of SoapBox Idol. Be right back, guys.
I'd like to take a moment to make a few more thank yous, if you'll bear with me. These people certainly deserve it. Our sound team this week: Kurt Hildebrandt, Dylan Beyer, Josh Noon, Donna Priolo, Tyler Crossan, Libertarian Dan, JG Vibes, and Antigone Darling. They did it. They made it happen, and they deserve a big thank you.